Hey everyone, Blinded by Daylight here. For this video I thought I'd do something a little different. Don't worry, I'll be back to making sculpture videos really soon, but I just wanted to talk about my recent experience at the Fen Model Show in Ely 2025. So where is Ely? Ely is a small town in East Anglia, and having only been there 3 times, I can't really give the town a full review. But from what I've seen, it seems quite nice. River walks, nice pubs, and of course the annual model painting competition that is the Fen Model Show. After being awarded the Transatlantis Games sponsored award trophy for these 3 reprobates back in 2024, along with a highly commended entry pin, I thought I'd enter again in 2025. This year's show was extremely well attended, with lots of people taking a look at all of the beautiful miniatures that were on display. Guy from Midwinter Minis was taking a look at all the entries on day 2, and yes, I was a little too starstruck to go over and say hello. I went back on day 2 of the event armed with my camera, hoping to film as many of the entries as I could. My thinking was that day 2 wouldn't be as busy as day 1, but day 2 was very busy. So much so that I didn't get to film all of the entries, none of the junior section, which was incredible, and only half of the masters category. So to all the masters work who was equally spectacular that I neglected to film, my apologies. If I've missed your entry, that's no slight on you, it's more of an issue of crowds and bad timing on my part. All of this coupled with a few recording snafus on the day means that this is by no means a complete record of all of the wonderful work that was on display at the show. Also, if you see a work in this video and I haven't flashed up your social media handle of choice or credited you with an award you won from the show, please feel free to comment and let me know the timestamp, and I'll add you to the pinned comment in this video. If you let me know your Instagram name, I'll also add that in there too. Just to know, if you're thinking about entering the competition in the future, you might want to bring a pen with you, as your entry card has space for your name and your online persona. So many cards were left blank on the day, which has meant that it's been very difficult to try and match up people's work with awards they've won from looking at the Fen Model Show website and also scrolling through my phone trying to find people's Instagram accounts. Anyway, that's enough for me for a bit, so sit back, relax, let the beautiful work wash over you like that brief British summer sun. On day 2 I was shocked to see that I had a Medal Award winner sticker stuck to my entries, along with a gold hexpot sticker from Yavin Prints over on Instagram. Somebody promptly helped themselves to that sticker, but Yavin Prints saw me right and sent me one in the post anyway, so a massive thank you to Yavin Prints for doing that for me. I was awarded a silver medal in the standard category on the day. And yes, that is me awkwardly getting up on stage with all of the other silver award medal winners for the standard category. To be honest, it was all a bit of a blur. The long story short is that your boy done good. I'd just like to say a massive thank you to the organisers of the show and all of the event staff who are just full of smiles for both days when I was there. And to all the sellers that were there who managed to persuade me to part with my money. They were just great. It's a great show and it just seems to be getting better and better year on year. Also, to the few people I was brave enough to speak to on the day, thank you, and a special thank you to Katie, who is the person behind Tenacious Miniatures over on Instagram, for delaying packing away her People's Choice and silver medal winning entry just long enough so that I could make sure I had enough footage of it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and don't forget to like, comment and maybe subscribe. Now, where did I put my sculpting tools? And if you're watching Tarot Model Maker, I'm coming for one of them gold bananas.
Please hang up and try again.